Good day. I am Anat El Gamen and I hope you are having a blessed day. And I'm so very excited to share with you my explanation about our topic and the theories I have chosen. And I hope that as you listen, you will gain new insight and understanding that will help deepen your knowledge about this lesson. And today, I will explain our topic in geometry, which is addition of similar fractions and mixed numbers. And I will also discuss the learning theory I choose. So, which is the constructivism and how it can be applied in a lesson plan. But first, let us define what is constructivism. So, if we say constructivism, it is a learning theory that says students learn best when they build their own understanding. So, instead of just memorizing steps or um, memorizing formulas, students connect new ideas to what they are already know or their prior knowledge. So, this means learning by doing, exploring, and thinking about their own experiences. Now, we are done defining what is constructivism. And let's proceed. Why did I choose constructivism and why is it fits my topic? So, this theory fits our topic because when we add similar fractions and mixed numbers, we need to understand how parts come together. So, using constructivism theory, the teacher can help students learn by using visual tools like drawings, fraction bars, or even real life objects. So we can clearly say that the learners can learn better and more. So we can also say that it will help the students see how fraction works, not just to solve them or memorize them, but to use it in real life. So, I have a simple example. So, for example, if we add 1/4 plus 2/4, we can use a drawing of a pizza cut into four slices. So, if we shade one slice and then two more, we can clearly say that we now have three slices out of four or three fourths. And the students makes it easier to understand than just writing numbers, and they visualize it and they learn it better. So, another example to apply constructivism theory in the classroom is the teacher can give students hands-on tasks like using paper cutouts to model fractions, solving real-life word problems such as in the cooking, di ba? Adding ingredients in a recipe, or working in small groups to explain their answer. So, I can truly say that this activity helps students think deeply and they can share ideas because they have different perspective of what they learned or what they natutunan nila and learn from each other. So, another, how is it? applied in a lesson plan. So, in a lesson plan, constructivism theories can be applied in simple ways. So, I can give you another example. First, the teacher can start with a short review of fractions. So, they will interact with each other, and the teacher will recall what is the or review what is fractions, and then the students can use drawings or fraction strips to solve problems, or the teacher will instruct that they can work in pairs or groups and talk about how they got their answer. So at the end, the teacher checks if students understand by asking questions. And there are benefits of using constructivism theory. So, using constructivism helps students become more active in learning. They don't just copy answer, they understand the process, and it also helps students become more confident because they will discover new ideas on their own, and learn from their classmates. And again, just like example, when the teacher give activities like think pairs, so they will exchange ideas. So I have personal reflection. So as a student, I realized that I understand math better when I can see and relate it to real life situation. And using constructivism in this lesson made me feel more confident and interested in learning fractions and mixed numbers. And I can say that it truly helped me enjoy the lesson more because I was able to explore and discover the answer myself, just like the student learning center. So, in my conclusion, to sum up everything, constructivism is the best learning theory for this topic, and because it helps students build their own understanding through hands-on activities and real-life example. And I can say that it makes learning more meaningful and helps us remember what we learn. Also, constructivism promotes critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration among learners, which are, I believe, important or essential skills for success, not only in the inside of the classroom but also outside of the room. So, therefore, applying this theory in teaching ensures that students not only learn but truly understand, and they appreciate the lesson being taught. And I hope that you understand what I am saying and why did I choose constructivism in my topic. And thank you for listening. Bye. God bless.